Have you ever been the only student of color in a mostly white classroom, or that token woman in a male-dominated workplace? If so, you might be able to contribute affirmative action to your reasoning of being there. I'd like to describe what affirmative action is and its importance on the American workforce and colleges and university system. But first, what is affirmative action? Well, according to Cornell Law School, affirmative action is a set of procedures designed to eliminate unlawful discrimination upon applicants, remedy the results of such prior discrimination, and prevent such discrimination in the future. This policy came about during the civil rights movement of the 60s and was anticipated to set the new wave of equal opportunities for minority groups. The actual term was coined by President John F. Kennedy after signing an executive order that called for government contractors to take affirmative action to ensure that applicants are employed and that employees are treated during employment without regard to their race, color, creed, or national origin. This was brought by the Assistant Labor Secretary, Kathleen Martinez. That executive order was preceded by another from President Lyndon B. Johnson that required government contractors to take affirmative action to ensure that minorities are treated equally in the hiring and employment process. Soon, women were included, being minority groups, and added to the anti-discrimination list. This was brought by the African American Policy Forum. So I'd like to now dive into its impact on American colleges and universities. The whole point of it is to create diversity in schools and to allow minority students an opportunity for acceptance into colleges and universities. According to American Bar Association, places of higher learning adopted this concept to permit admission to underrepresented racial and gender groups in the 60s and 70s, and so on. Between 1967 and 2009, female college enrollment more than doubled from 19% to 44%. This was brought by the Center for American Progress. And diversity on college campuses enhances the educational experience of students of all backgrounds, brought by the Center for American Progress as well. This helps to eliminate issues like racial bias and promote proper interpersonal relationships. Obviously, the use of affirmative action has fairly been perceived to represent minority groups within the American college system. And now on to the working world and beyond to rationalize equal opportunity. Its impact on the American workforce. The initial executive order turned law was intended for federal employment, but then 38 states adopted similar laws to address discrimination in their states' workplaces. The Rooney Rule, for example, was created within the National Football League to require that a team's coaching staff officials must interview a certain number of minority coaching candidates for head coaching positions of any team within the NFL. This is brought by Erica Smith. But according to Fidan Anna Kurtulas of the Harvard University Women in Public Policy Program, unfortunately, several states have begun to reverse state-level affirmative action laws, including states like California, Washington, Michigan, Nebraska, and New Hampshire. But it's proven that elimination of the policy lessens diversity within the workplace and affects people like Asian women, Black women, and Hispanic men, also brought by Ms. Kurtulas. So it shows that the use of affirmative action is very crucial in helping minorities with opportunities from the college level into working. So it's very important, it's super important. In conclusion, I like to say that the policy of affirmative action has been deemed to fulfill its role in aiding minorities with opportunities that were not available to them before. Affirmative action has worked for many years to rid America's classrooms and office spaces of racial discrimination and encourage diversity when it comes to admissions and hiring processes. A program so helpful like this could really change the world to help us see one another as equal humankind with some minor tweakings for our generational leaders of tomorrow. Thank you.